I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. Hey y'all, it's Kate from Apothecary, and welcome back to another bi-weekly reading vlog. So starting off this next 2 weeks, I've got a whole bunch of school homework to be reading, but I hope to also get in some other great reading in it. So to start this off, I'm going to talk about books reading that I have already finished to start this week off. So first is the first novella, more like a short story because it was only 39 pages long, in the Lord John Grey series. That is the Lord John. First off is Lord John and the Hellfire Club. This was a fun look into Lord John Grey. According to Diana Gabaldon, this kind of takes place after the third book chronologically. Each one of these novellas, shorter stories or short novels, can be read on their own as standalones, can be read in any order, but she also recommends a very specific order if you want to have specific reading order. So I'm reading it to the order that she recommended, which is going to put these short novellas in between the shorter novels. So because I finished the first novella, which was a kind of a murder mystery with Lord John as the detective, I gave that about 3.5 stars. The ending was a bit confusing, and so I rated it a little bit lower, but I really enjoyed seeing Lord John Grey on his own outside of Jamie and Claire and all of those shenanigans. Because I finished that, the next up recommended book to go on to is Lord John and the Private Matter. And this is, as you can see, for Diana Gabaldon, a short novel. It's about 300 pages. This is when Lord John is a major in 1757 in London. He's once again appointed to investigate a murder. The first book, he took it on himself because it was his friend and it happened right in front of him. This one, he's appointed by the crown to investigate. So I can't wait to see what happens here. I feel like when I was reading the first story, I had already read that before. I think I started this series, and I think that's as far as I had gotten. But I can't wait to continue on with Lord John Grey's stories, with Lord John and the Private Matter. Now this morning, I also read our next Joan Didion essay on morality, and Didion had a lot to say about morality. She wandered a little bit in her prose, but to the point that morality is different for everyone, and depending on who you talk to, they'll have a different definition of morality. And there are bad people that done things because they thought it was good, they thought it was moral, and so morality is subjective, just like everything else in life, according to Joan Didion. And then the books that I will be continuing reading going forward this week include Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. Because of a scheduling conflict that I had, we've moved this live show to next week, the 15th, and I can't wait to talk to Stephanie and Vish all about Legends and Lattes. Right now this book is sitting at about a 4-star for me. It's about Viv, who opened up this coffee shop where people don't even know what coffee is, so she's got to educate them on what coffee is and then get their customers coming back. Found Family, a nice, easy book. It's light reading. It's a good palate cleanser. I don't think I like it quite as much as some other people did. I feel like it was maybe slightly overhyped, but I am enjoying it. I also am still continuing on with Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee. This is the third and final book in the Green Bone saga, and y'all, this book is just absolutely amazing, incredible. You can see my tabs. I've cried several times in this book, and I can't wait. I'm about halfway, a little more than halfway through, and I can't wait to see where she takes the story. I am also continuing my buddy read with Leslie and a few others of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Yes, we're using the illustrated editions, but if you wanted to join us on my Discord, you can use any edition you want. We've got people using the regular old mass paperbacks, the audiobooks. Leslie and I just happen to own the first 4 books in the illustrated editions, and we haven't been able to read these yet. So we thought this would be a great time to get into it. And y'all, these pictures are absolutely gorgeous. I just love it. So we're doing about a chapter a day, or attempting to. So I'm up to chapter 5 now to read today, and I can't wait. I'm also reading The Maid by Nita Prose, which I am finding, I enjoy the character, our main character, Molly, but the writing style is a little jarring to me because we kind of slip into flashbacks that are unexpected at times, because we're talking about the main events happening in a novel and then all of a sudden we're in the past. And then the audiobook that I'm currently listening to is still The Folklore of Discworld, and I am enjoying this one tremendously. I love it so much. I recommend it to all the Discworld fans out there. It is so fantastic. So that's what I'll be reading starting this week off. Let me know in the comments below what you're enjoying reading right now. Hey y'all, checking in today on Thursday, September 8th. So first and foremost, I want to say hello and welcome to some of our new subscribers. We have AJ Flint, Bald Booktuber, Novel Idea, Green Stick Cottage. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. It really means the world to me, because without you, I'd just be here sitting talking to myself. So thank you for subscribing. Now I have one check-in. Today I finished the audiobook for The Folklore of Discworld, and yeah, this was so good. So much fun. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I learned so much about all of the intricacies and mythologies behind Discworld. It was incredible. And then after I finished that, I started the audiobook for To Kill a Mockingbird, which is one of my books on the Banned Books Month bingo board. This is one of my favorite classics, and it's constantly being challenged to be banned. And I just love the book ever since I saw the movie. I loved the black and white movie. I just love everything about this. So I'm enjoying this reread a lot. Hey y'all, have a quick check-in now. I finished a couple books this weekend, but first and foremost, I want to say welcome to a new patron, Ben. Ben is such an amazing person. I love him. He is just so great. He lives in Scotland, and he's always sending me pictures from Scotland, and he's fantastic. So Ben, thank you for your friendship and your support. You're the best. And before we get to my check-in, I want to give a little bit of time to do my Booktube highlighter. So at the last reading vlog, I started this new thing where each reading vlog I'm going to be highlighting a new booktuber or content creator. Last time I did Leslie at the Nerdy Narrative, one of my best friends, and this time I'm going to focus on Eric at Break Even Books. Now Eric has been around for a while, but I've only just discovered him the past couple months, and he's absolutely fantastic. We interact a lot on Twitter, book Twitter, and he's just absolutely great. He reads a lot of science fiction, fantasy, YA, and LGBTQA content. He's often hosting book tours, and recently I'm in a collab video with him recommending children's videos for ages 3 to 6-year-olds. And he's just such a wonderful person. He has amazing content. He's great across all of the different mediums. So if you haven't checked him out yet, go check out Eric at Break Even Books. I will link his channel down below. Now for my check-in. So like I said, this weekend I finished a couple books. I finished 2 books actually. The first one is The Maid by Nita Prose, I think. This was my patron pick for September, picked by Stacy, and it was also the Wine and Crime book of the month for Leslie's book club. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I thought it was, it was good. It was written well, technically, but I just couldn't find a lot of compassion for the characters, and it felt predictable to me, but it wasn't necessarily bad. If you like predictable mysteries, then this would be great. If you like to figure out what's going on and be right about it, then this would be right for you. Stacy is also my patron of the month for October because I finished this book. I spun the patron wheel for October and her name got chosen again. And so I am waiting to hear what her choice is for October. And then the other book that I finished is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. This was the Shelf Space pick of the month for August. This week on Thursday the 15th, Stephanie and I will be chatting with Vish about this book on Vish's channel. I will link that down below also. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. I did not like it quite as much as other people liked it. A lot of people absolutely loved this, and they compared it to books like House in the Cerulean Sea. I thought it was written well. I thought it was a good book, but I didn't think it was anything all that special. It didn't move me the way that other books have. And it didn't feel, it felt like a nice palate cleansing read, easy read to get through with some of these other books, but that's it for now. Because I finished The Maid, I then started on another ebook, Stamped: Racism, Anti-Racism, and You. And this is the authors of this book took the adult version of this book, which was written by one of the authors, Abraham X. Kennedy, and they adapted it to a YA crowd, so like teenagers. And they basically give teenagers, the history of racism in the US and throughout the world, and put it in a way that teenagers can understand. It's co-written by Jason Reynolds, who is absolutely fantastic and always a great voice for young readers. And so far, I am learning a lot and enjoying it. Hey y'all, so one last check-in for this bi-weekly reading vlog. First and foremost, I want to say hello and welcome to some of our new subscribers, and especially Lisa in Bookland. Thank you so much for subscribing. It really means the world to me because without you, I'd just be sitting here talking to myself. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now for my check-in, I literally just finished To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, and this is one of my favorite classics of all time. It still remains a favorite. It's still a 5-star read for me. This is part of my banned books readathon TBR, and this was the book I read for favorite banned book, because this book is always banned constantly, and so I absolutely loved it. That is my check-in for books that I finished in this bi-weekly reading vlog. This weekend I will be working on finishing up Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, maybe Jade Legacy. At least within the next week I'll be able to finish that. Stamped: Racism, Anti-Racism, and You. What else am I reading? And Lord John and The Private Matter. So that's what I'll be reading this weekend. Let me know in the comments below, what was your favorite reading moment the past 2 weeks? And what are you looking forward to reading the most next week? As always, my Patreon and my Discord information will be in the description below. There's no pressure to join either, but we have a ton of fun at both. Keep reading, and I love y'all to the moon and back. Bye.